Hi, I'm Dakota McMillan. I'll be showing you how to make nut milk, which I got into because I wanted to get away from dairy in general, and I tried nut milk and it was delicious and it's better for you, and I like homemade because you can actually pack it with more nutrients than store-bought ones. So let's get started. So we have hazelnuts, soybeans, peanuts, pistachios, pecans, almonds, cashews, and you can use any you want, but I like a variety. Purified water, oatmeal, gellan gum, salt, vanilla, coconut oil, cane sugar, pea protein, and sunflower lecithin. And here's the rest of the equipment that you will need. For this batch, I decided to do 5 grams each of the different nuts and legumes that I chose. But that amount and ratio is totally up to you, so experiment at will and find what you like the best. FYI, do not put the oats in yet, those don't need to soak. Now you fill with water and let it sit overnight. Just make sure to cap tight and label so you don't forget when you put the thing in there and so it doesn't go bad. After soaking and rinsing, you're ready for the next step. You're going to want to take your nut mixture, pour it in a freshly cleaned blender. This mixture ended up being about half of a cup, so we're going to do probably about 4 cups for this one. It's kind of up to you. This is all up to you. That's the whole point of making a homemade, because you can kind of go for your own flavor. Actually, I'm going to do 3.5 cups. See, on the fly, just like that. And the store brand ones kind of have more of a watery mix. And homemade tend to have stronger. So it's going to get loud, and you're going to just turn it on a nice spin for probably about 2 minutes, and let them all break up. Okay, now comes the part where you add the oats, because remember, you don't want those to stir too much. I'm going to do about a teaspoon. I'm not going to weigh it. Just think that's probably close. I mean the oats, yeah. I did a teaspoon and a half of oats, and then I'll just do that and for another 30 seconds. You don't want them to be broken up too much or it'll be slimy. Now comes the part where you filter out all of the pulp. And here's my cheesecloth and a funnel and a cup. This is probably easier with what's called a Nutmilk bag, but those are a little more expensive, although you can reuse those. I suppose you could reuse this too, but you just kind of work it down, and then when you get to the very end of all of the pulp, you can squeeze out a little bit more. Take our nut milk base. And now comes the part where we go the extra mile and pasteurize it. And we're going to add our powder ingredients, our naked pea protein, our sunflower lecithin. Make sure we get it all. Additionally, the gellan gum, which will help thicken it up and give it a nice texture. And then quite a bit of vanilla, because I like that flavor. But you can do it unflavored or do chocolate or whatever you want. And I do extra sugar because I still like to indulge a little bit. Coconut oil for a healthy semi-solid fat. And then a little bit of salt, which might sound weird for a milk, but it really helps bring out the flavor and tie it all together. We gotta get to 145 for 30 minutes to be considered sterile. Right around where we want to be. Most homemade people don't do this process. They just make sure they drink it within a few days, and that's totally fine if you want to do that as well. Definitely helps to stay better for longer. And of course, it helps mixing in those dry powdery ingredients. Some pasteurized slurry here. I'm going to give it a good little mix before I pour, just to make sure it's homogenized as much as possible. Pour carefully. It's not boiling hot, but it's a little warm. I'm more concerned with the mess, honestly. I'll go back to the other one. Do 1.5 cups each. Perfect. Alright, now cap it while it's still warm, and assuming your jars are strong enough and good quality, what happens is as it cools, it kind of seals down and kind of makes that airtight, and that's why you hear that tss whenever you open up anything from the store. And then when it's cooler, you can put it in the fridge to finish chilling, but if you put it in there right now, it's going to just run your energy bill up. Okay. Alright, had a nice hiss, and so I'm really excited. It smells great, it looks great. Gonna try it for the first time. Alright. Honestly delicious. Honestly delicious. Wow.